Hey everyone, hope everybody's having a great day today. So I'm back out for another hike. I am with my good friend Rohmer. There's Rohmer. And we are going to do the Piedmont Trail. Now the other day I was here earlier this week and we did a hike together, and trying to see where I'm at here. We did this side. We're going to do this side this time. So yeah, the other one was 3 miles. Sorry about all that road traffic. This is a pretty busy road that I'm on right now, Haines Road. But yeah, last time I came, I did the 3 mile hike, and I'll show you here real quick. It's that side. This time we're on this side of the road. We're gonna go back up in there. So I really like this hike. When I first moved to Duluth 2 years ago, this was the first hike I did. And I came back, I was so excited about it because it was so much better than what I'd been used to doing back in Pequot Lakes where I lived. I'm gonna turn my hike on here on my watch, hold on here. I was so amazed with it, I had to run home and get my wife and bring her back and do it again. Because it's just, now that I'm here, there's so much better than this one, but this one's still got a special place in my heart. Back in Pequot Lakes, everything's just flat. And here we got a little bit of elevation, some amazing views and things like that. In Pequot, we really didn't have any views. It was just woods, which is great. I loved it, but there's so much better than that here. This is my first time doing this hike this year because of the winter, you know. They shut a lot of stuff down. You guys hear me talk about the Lake Superior hiking trail. I'm actually on it right now for a good chunk of this hike. Half of it, it's a 2 mile hike. Half of it is on the Lake Superior hiking trail. And then I curve around to another trail and take that one back. If I stayed on this trail, I'd end up in Canada. All right, we're in the woods. I feel like this hike doesn't start till I get to this point. I've been hiking so much that I'm kind of wore out. I really should take a day off. But I have a hard time doing that. I'm just going to go at my own pace. If my wife was with me, I'd almost be jogging through this. She sets the pace really fast. Today I'm going to hike my own hike. Just happy to be out here. That blue swab on that tree there means you're on the Lake Superior hiking trail. They also have signs, but if you see those, you're on the right track. And other trails have different colors to let you know that they're on those trails. What's my watch doing here? I don't know what it's doing. No mosquitoes yet. So that's good. Jeez, I'm falling all over the place. This one here is a ski trail in the winter. People hike it too, but that's what it's made for. Made for cross-country skiing. I don't know if you guys can see that trail right over there. It's a little bit from me. That's the one I take back. There's a close-up of it. Right now they're kind of close together, but they get a little ways apart up ahead. Depending on the time of the year, these creeks here can really be flowing. So today it's flowing, but not as much as it can. When winter's over, it really gets coming down. That hill really got my heart pumping. That's the only hill that really does that on this hike. Pretty awesome views back there, huh? I don't know if you can tell, but one of those, when I was turning, if you could see it in the camera, I don't know if it showed up because it's far away, but it's Lake Superior. I was so out of breath I couldn't talk to tell you guys that. Sorry about that. I've had a pretty busy day today. It's already 3:30. I didn't think I'd have time for a hike. So I feel really fortunate that I'm out here. I normally don't hike this time of the day. I usually go in the morning, but I'll take whatever I can get. I started at just under 219 pounds. I weighed myself this morning. I'm 212, heading in the right direction. So I'm intermittent fasting. I'm watching my portions. And I'm watching my carbs. I wouldn't say I'm on a keto diet because I do get some carbs, but I watch them. I try not to go overboard with it. And sweets. I'm staying away from sweets unless it's in the form of fruit. And I'll tell you, since I started this diet, fruit tastes so much more sweeter to me than it did before. I love candy. I love chocolate. I love ice cream. I haven't been having any of that stuff, and that's uber sweet, right? So when I was eating all that stuff, and then I'd have some fruit, the fruit didn't taste so sweet. But now it's just as good as the candy. I wish I would have figured that out sooner. I'm eating a lot of blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, pears, bananas. What else is she buying? I think that's about it. I'm eating kimchi. Lots of kimchi, lots of cabbage, fermented cabbage stuff. My wife buys some things for herself too. One of them's cabbage, beets, and believe it or not, pear in there. And it's fermented, and it's really good. And you eat those cold. All those things I just said, it's kind of a cold dish. I know there's a lot of saturated fat in cheese, but it satiates me. So I don't go overboard with it, but I'll cut a couple of slices off, like quality cheese, you know. I've been eating broccoli, mushrooms, some onions, and you know what I've been using to season my stuff? You know when you go to like a Vietnamese restaurant and it's got that pepper thing with the spoon in it sitting on the table? Well, at my co-op they sell something like that. I forget what it's called. But anyway, I've been buying that. And it's not really hot, at least not to me. I can handle hot stuff, but it's not really hot, but it has really good flavor. So I've been putting that, like I saute my vegetables, onions, broccoli in a pan. I've been using a little bit of butter, but I probably should switch over to olive oil, and then I season it with that stuff. I kind of use the oil from that too. I don't even know what that oil is that they put in that stuff, but man, is it good. Now, depending on the time of the year, this is another good spot for views, but if stuff's really blooming, you can't see too good. It's kind of like the last spot where you're up on the rocks like this. Yeah, I definitely can't see the lake or anything, but this is what we got. And when you don't have trees on the trail, they put that blue stripe right there on the rock. Certain times of the year you can see the lake from here, but not today. So I'm still flying high with my Hyperlight Aero 28 backpack. I'm wearing it right now. This thing is so badass. I can't recommend it enough, guys. If you're looking for a lightweight backpack, it's a 28 liter, but wears like a 25 maybe or so. It's really light. Really, you can use it as a smaller backpack even. But yeah, it's awesome. Not the cheapest backpack in town, but man, is it great. All right, so the Lake Superior hiking trail keeps going straight. We're taking a right. We're going to be on upper burner of Stovetop. And this trail almost takes us all the way back. I kind of cut off of this one too, but the nice thing about up here is there's all sorts of trails. And sometimes what I do is I'll come up here, I'll turn on all trails, and I don't follow any specific hike. I just see the trails and I make my own hike here, and this is a great place to do that. You can spend all day hiking and not see the same trail. And at most, I would say it's moderate. That is for level, I mean. There's one trail that's up here that's considered hard, and it makes you, the hike isn't really that hard. It just makes you go down a very long hill that's kind of steep and then back up that hill. And I think that's the part that they call hard, because it does kick your butt. But the hike isn't hard really other than that. And you can skip that portion too. The hike is a loop with a little spur trail off it that's like a little out and back off the side of it. You don't really need to take that if you didn't want to. Right now, where we're at is about the halfway point. This is a mile in. The Lake Superior hiking trail, they don't allow bikes on it. So you don't really have to watch out for bikes when you're hiking it. But the trail run right now is a pretty busy mountain bike trail. So we have to be careful that we get out of their way if they come. I just immediately get off the trail and give them the right of way. It's just easier that way. And they appreciate it. See how they pile these rocks up here? It's so cool. I've been losing weight so rapidly since I started my diet that by the end of the next week, I'm wondering if I'll be down to about 205. I think what's doing the most for me is this intermittent fasting. I eat like from 1 to 4. I got like a 3-hour window. That's what I've been doing. I wanted to even be more strict than that, but I'm starving by 1, and then if I eat just a little something around 4, that gets me through to bedtime. And it's been pretty easy to make it till 1. So, you know, when 1 comes around, I'm ready to eat, but I'm not dying. Another ski trail. Tiny little waterfall over there. Just a little guy. Normally I boogie up this hill. It's kind of long and just kind of wears you. I'm going to go slow today. I'm feeling beat up, guys. We're kicking butt, guys. Kicking butt. Home stretch here for this hill. This kind of terrain that we're seeing me walk on here, where it's a lot of rock and little bits of dirt and roots, that's pretty much the North Shore hiking trails. That's just how they look up here. Something that I wasn't used to when I moved here. Our trails were just flat and boring. Maybe a root here and there, but usually no rocks. Usually no roots, just a dirt trail. So a lot more obstacles here, but I just love the terrain so much more. You never know what you're going to get into here. Definitely got to be careful, but it's pretty awesome. This kind of trail here usually doesn't have wood ticks. I'm not saying you can't get them, I have. It's those wet, kind of a grassy, muddy trail. Not muddy, it's got to have grass mostly, I guess, to really get them. That hike I just put up this morning that I did yesterday or the day before, I forget now, that was over at Banning. So if you haven't checked out that video, that's up Banning State Park. Beautiful trail, beautiful hike. The first part of that hike is very similar to what you're seeing today, what I'm walking on, but the second half of that hike was a grassy, really wet trail, and I guarantee it was over 100 wood ticks I pulled off me by the time I was done with the trail. And when I got back to the car, got back to my van, I mean, I knew there was more, but I can't get completely naked and look in front of a mirror like I can at home, so I had no choice but just to get home. And of course, I found more. Then I had my wife look, and then she found more. So I'm feeling like we got them all. But man, they get in your shoes and clothes and everything, and that's tricky to get rid of them. You can get them off your body, but it's really hard to find them all in your clothing and stuff. So that was a mess. That was a mess. I've only had wood ticks that bad a couple of times, and it's definitely no fun. And there were deer ticks in there. Mostly just your normal tick that we got here. I don't think I saw any Lone Star ticks. I've talked about Lone Star ticks in the past. We have them here, and I've seen a few in the Duluth area. When I was in the Pequot area hiking, in Itasca State Park area, I saw a lot more of them. That's that tick that if you get an infection from it, you're allergic to beef. And I know that sounds crazy, but it is a fact. Look it up. I have a buddy of mine, Tony Powers. He's an amazing tattoo artist. He lives in Brainerd, Minnesota, which is by Pequot. He got bit and didn't find it in time. It got into a part where you just can't, it's harder for us guys to check. I won't go into detail, but we've got some areas that are a little bit more difficult to check out. And that's where it got him. And by the time he figured it out, he had to go to the doctor to get it out, and he ended up having that disease or whatever you call it, and it stays with you for life, I guess. So whenever we go out, he can't eat beef. But I didn't see any of those kind on the trail. They're a red color, so they're kind of easy to tell. At least as far as I know, they're always red. It's called a Lone Star tick, but it was just your average run-of-the-mill tick that they claim you can't get Lyme disease from, but I don't know about that. I hear people say you can, but the doctor says you can't. I know we're supposed to trust the doctor, so I'll say that I trust the doctor. But there was definitely deer ticks on me too. That's that really tiny one that does carry Lyme disease, or can. I don't know that they all do, but it's a better chance of getting it from one of them. But that was that whole second half of that trail. And I didn't film much because I was boogieing through it, but it was still miles. So I was going fast. And then I'd see them all over my pants and stuff. I'd stop. And then I was getting attacked by mosquitoes while I was stopped. I just couldn't win. Now that's not fun hiking. First part of that trail, amazing. Can't wait to go back. My wife's never been there. I want to take her. Really cool. Some history back there as well. All right, guys, this is where we get on another trail. This one's Fox Rocks. I mean, tongue twister. Fox Rocks. And I don't know if you can hear in the distance some cars. That's the road that we parked on. So we're not too far from the van. We're in the very tail end of this hike. We're about 45 minutes into it, which is pretty normal. It's about a 50-minute hike for me to do. You can sure tell this is a mountain bike trail more than a hiking trail. A lot of switchbacks with kind of banked walls, and they set up their little rocks. I think they spend more time getting the trail the way they want it than they do actually riding them. As far as I'm concerned, those mountain bikers are hardcore. Another little cutover. Look at this little playground they made. They probably did this when it all melted and it was all the snow and ice melted and this was all mud, because this wasn't like this last year. It was a little bit like this, but they completely redid this. Like, check this out. It's like a NASCAR track. Look at that embankment, it's like 45 degrees. Right through the woods there's my van. It's so thick I can't see it. I see it now. It's crazy that we didn't see one mountain bike on this trail. Beautiful day for it. It looks like overcast, but we're not supposed to get rain. Not today anyway. All right, we're just about to the home stretch, guys. All right, this is it, home stretch. The hike that's over there is 3 miles, and it has beautiful views of the city. So if you come up on Haines to go to the Piedmont Trail System, you definitely got to do one of these hikes here, but that one's got the better views over there. That's the one I did just the other day. What's up, Rohmer? All right, guys, thanks for coming along on another hike. This was the Piedmont Trail Center, the 2-mile loop. And I'll put the address down in the comments, or not comments, but the description below. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.